We are really facing dark times ahead of us for many different reasons, but this dark time ahead may catch you off guard. So I want to make sure you guys are prepared as possible. Let's get right into it. Electricity one day will become a luxury in the United States. I know that's hard to believe, but a lot of people will not be able to afford it. It will become unaffordable. And for many, it will also become inaccessible. I'm sure you've seen this last year that we have seen rising electric bills. A lot of people cannot afford it. Now we're just seeing our electric bills go up across the board. So again, with the rising costs, a lot of people are going to be facing even more hardships. A lot of people are trying to figure out why their electric bill is rising. They're not doing anything different. They're even turning things off, unplugging things, yet the price keeps on increasing. So let me tell you guys why we are seeing these price increases. This one might shock you. So there is an overall increased demand. We have AI centers and data centers that are going up everywhere, and they are putting a heavy strain on the grid, on the power grid. And with these data centers popping up everywhere, this is one of the reasons that we are seeing an increase. So yes, we are being impacted by AI in more ways than one. With the rapid growth of these data centers, that means that they have to put up new lines, new power lines, new lines. They are also having to build the actual plants for these centers. This is going to put a heavy load on the grid system. And it also costs billions of dollars to build these plants and, to build these lines. A couple of other reasons, of course, we have the aging infrastructure, which across the board, even with roads in America, this is always an issue with our infrastructure. And we have reduced investments in clean energy and the tariffs as well that are all playing a role in this. I know many people are overwhelmed. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments below. Have you seen an increase in your light bill at all? Of course, it's going to be higher typically during the summer months. I know that I have seen where people were once paying under $100 and now they're paying well over $200 and $300 in the same home for their light bill. So what does this mean for us as a consumer? Of course, we are already seeing high bills in 2025. Just get ready for a price increase and more hikes over the next year. In 2026, we are going to see a heavy increase. And again, this is an issue because we have so many people that can't afford bills, they can't afford their light bills, and they are at risk of losing their electricity. And of course, coming up on winter months, this is just not going to be good for many people. Just want to throw this out there. There are different things that you can do. There are solar stakes that you can get at Dollar Tree. Of course, it's not going to be $1 anymore. They might be up $1 or $2. You will have to check into that. But I highly recommend getting solar stakes. Throw them out in your yard during the day. And if there's a power outage or if you cannot afford your electric bill, that is a way to light your home. They also have these small little lamps. They require 3 AA batteries, if I'm not mistaken, but those can light up an entire room. Also check into flameless or LED or battery operated candle lights. And at this point, if you happen to have the old school oil lamps, I remember my mom having some, and what I would do to have those, I think those are going to be huge because like I said, a lot of people are going to be struggling, financially to keep their lights on. And it's just a sad day in America when this is happening. So you want to try to be proactive and do certain things. Of course, you can use candles, but I just feel like with anything that's like a higher risk, especially if you have kids or, even elderly people that, might, fall or take an accident, and you just want to create less hazards as possible in your home. So again, check into different ways to light your home. Also, you want to check into things like the buddy heater and a way to cool your home in the event that you just cannot afford to pay your light bill. Keep in mind, you can also close off one room. Just like we're coming up on the winter months, so I'm going to use that as an example. Get a sheet, heavy blanket, make sure you have nails or whatever it is that you can use safely to block off a room. You guys can all huddle around in that one room, if it's your living room, if it's a bedroom, wherever you can, put that in there and make sure that it is well ventilated. But that's a good way to keep warm and light an area where you are rather than having everything throughout your house. Like you could take that same light and, walk around with it if possible. But again, we are just trying to, get and stay ahead just in case. You may or may not know this, but a lot of states have already been heavily impacted more so than others because they do get their power or their electricity from Canada. Some of those states are the Northeast states, the Midwest states, and then the Northwest states. So some of those states include Pennsylvania, Montana, Washington, Vermont, Oregon, New York, Michigan, Minnesota, North Dakota. So these people are probably already seeing a higher price that they are already paying for. Whatever you're doing, please take the time to do an inventory of your home, see what you have on hand, see if you were to lose electricity or could not pay your bill right now today, see what and how you could survive. Could you survive? Would you be lacking in any area, even down to water? You got to remember, even if you have a well will need some kind of electricity to get you your water. So just don't think just because you have a well, you are good to go. So look at the bigger picture. It is your job to make sure that your family is prepared as possible. We will never be completely prepared for any and everything, but we can doggone sure do our best to do what we can do and be diligent and proactive to make sure that we can at least be a little bit more comfortable. Again, job loss is happening. Sometimes people get a notice, sometimes they don't. You have to also remember the average American doesn't even have a rainy day fund. They don't have $1,000 if an emergency should come up. So with all of this taken into account, please make sure you're doing the best that you can.
I have a bone to pick with Tico. My electric bill came in today. $775. Yeah. My house is less than 1,200 square feet. It's actually, yeah, it is. It's less than 1,200. I think it's 1,187 square feet. Yeah. $775. I keep my house at 78 degrees. 78 degrees. And it's going to be $775? That's actually crazy. So, if you haven't gotten your, electric bill yet, you live in Tampa, good luck.
Why is the light bill going from $200 to $1,000? What is going on? Anybody else in North Carolina where their light bill has gone up to $1,000 or even more? Like, what are we doing?
I got a question, everybody. Is anybody else's electric bill running super high all of a sudden? Because I just checked my electric bill, and it's a lot higher than I've ever paid since living here, and I've been here for about 5 years. Now, typically, my bill usually run about $97, $94 every month. It's nothing to pay it. But I checked it last month, it was $126, and I was like, about $30 higher. Okay, well, maybe I left something on. I don't know. So I specifically made a mental note of that. And so before going to work, I shut everything off in this house. I mean, not even a phone charger plugged into the wall. Nothing is on in this house. Now, mind you, I work 13 hours a day. Every day. So that means I'm never here. But I just checked my electric bill, the new bill that just came out, and now it's $147. How is it that my electric is getting higher?
I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, you guys. Let me know if you've seen a price increase in your electric bill. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next video.